Move the ball and stick it to me.
What is up, Pack Nation? It's your boy Pack Gaming here. I was thinking about the top 5 snubs of the cover athlete for NBA 2K17. Paul George, he's a really good athlete. In the NBA, so many people love him. But I just feel like there's 5 people that just deserve it a little bit more than he did. This is our list, the top 5. Let's start off with number 5.
What up, guys? It's your boy, the Caesar of Swish, Josh over here.
No one invited you.
Hey, you shut your mouth over there. And we're going to start off with number 5. It's the man, one of the best big men in the league, DeMarcus Cousins. Alright, to start off the argument for Boogie Cousins, you could say he's probably maybe a little bit higher on the list of best players in the league over Paul George. Plus, he's probably the best big man in the NBA right now. Yes, his team isn't that great, but if you look at his individual numbers, he's been putting up buckets, rebounds, triple doubles, everything. He's a stat stuffer. If you like fantasy, he's a go-to guy there. And one thing that he's doing that's special in the NBA is that he's making the big man relevant. In a game where everything's so fast-paced, transition, he's bringing it back to the old school days where it was pounded in, keep it down low and let the big man go to work. And then also to top that off, he is a 90 overall, which is the same as Paul George, so you can take that how you want it, but it's a good idea for NBA 2K17. Now it's on to number 4.
Now number 4 is another player that is almost as good as Paul George, if not better, maybe a little worse. But DeMar DeRozan. Why DeMar DeRozan, right? He made it to the conference finals with his team. I wouldn't say he took him there, but he definitely helped out a lot. Sure, him and Kawhi didn't do great, but he did help. He's an 88 overall in NBA 2K16, while Paul George is a 90, which isn't too far off. He's one of the best shooting guards in the league, and just like Paul George, he's on Team USA, which is there's no reason for why he shouldn't be the cover athlete, just as Paul George. And to top that off, he's an all-star. He's pretty aight. And now, number 3.
Alright, for number 3, we're going with kind of the same idea that 2K already went with Kobe being that Legend Edition cover athlete, but it's also another legend that recently found out retired, and that's Tim Duncan, the big fundamental. See, if you give Kobe his own cover, you might as well think, who is this other guy that's arguably the best player of the last decade in the NBA? And that's Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is pretty much well known as the best power forward of all time. He has 5 championships. He's got 2 MVPs. He's got 3 finals MVPs. It's like, okay, Paul George, where are you at? Not here. He's also the all-time scoring leader for the San Antonio Spurs as a franchise. That's why he shouldn't have gotten his own Legend Edition of 2K17. And now that moves us on to number 2.
Klay Thompson. Understand, he was on the greatest team of all time, stats-wise. He was the second best player on that team. Steph Curry got it last year. There's no reason why if Paul George got it, Klay Thompson wouldn't get it. They're both 90 overall in NBA 2K16. He beat Steph Curry in a 3-point shootout, which means he's technically the best 3-point shooter of all time. He's not only on Team USA, just like Paul George, but he's also a starter. And one more thing that he has that Paul George doesn't have is a ring. Honestly, when you compare those two, Klay Thompson really should have been the cover athlete. And now, number 1.
Yes, and for number 1, it's the Claw Kawhi Leonard from the San Antonio Spurs. He was second place in votes for MVP, just to still say that he got second place in a field with Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. He's up there. Not to mention that Paul George, like we mentioned earlier in the video, is a 90 overall in 2K, whilst Kawhi Leonard is beating him by 4 points out of 94. And another thing, like Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard does have a championship ring. And also, he is the first player since Dennis Rodman to win 2 back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. He also has a Finals MVP, and he made All-Star starting 5 in his first All-Star appearance. The only reason why he would not be on the cover of 2K17 is because he's not on Team USA. Overall, looking back, you got Paul George, and then you got a guy who was the youngest Finals MVP since Magic Johnson. It makes a pretty good argument.
That's all for this video, guys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did we leave anyone out? We didn't include Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, or Damian Lillard because they're all NBA Live cover athletes, which is really lame. It's kind of a shame. But besides them, did we leave anyone out? Leave it in the comments below. If you like our stuff, please give this a like and a sub, and we'll see you guys next time.
Move the ball and stick it to me.